Start by playing an open B string, then the second fret of the B string. I'm using that middle finger to hit the B string. You could use your index if you want. Now I use this ring finger here to play the third fret on B, and the index holds down the second fret on the A string. We're going to plug these two together. So now we have... You could use your pinkie if you want there as well. That's the first three notes. And now what we're going to do is, while we're holding this down, after we've waited on that chord, now play this third fret of B again, followed by an open E string. Now we have... And now this index finger is going to jump to the second fret on the high E. Play that with an open D string. In total now we have... Now I'm going to play the second fret again, then the fifth fret, followed by an open E string and an open A string. So part one is, part two is, part three goes. Now we're going to do a pull off on the second fret of the E string to an open E string. So we pick it, and then this finger pulls down as it lets go. Then we're going to play 3-2 on B, 3-2. Then this middle finger jumps to the third fret on that low E string, and we're going to play that with the B string. So that's that first intro piece. We're going to start this again. We're going to go all the same so far. Now we're going to go 2, 5, then up to the 7th fret and play that with an open G string. And we pick it twice. So we have 2, 5, 7 with the open G. And we play that 7 again. So it's... Now we're going to go 5, 9 on high E. Back to that 7th fret on the high E there. So now we have 5, 9, and then 7 with the low E string. So that second part is... Now we're going to go 7, 9. And then I use my thumb to play that 7th fret on the E string there and the 10th fret on the high E at the same time. Because then we go 10, 9, 7. So it's... This could be done with a bar. It's a bit harder though. So I just prefer the E string with the thumb. After that, you get the pinky to the 5th fret on that E string there. Play that with a D string open, 5, 3, 2. With that open D string. And that middle finger goes to the 3rd fret on the low E there. And we're going to play that with a high E string open. So we have now I use this ring finger to play the 3rd fret of B. Then we hit the 2nd fret on the high E. So we have, and then we play an open E string and an open A string. Like that. Then we go 3, 2 on the B string, followed by an open B and an open E string, and 3 more B strings. So it's 3, 2, E string and B string. And then the 2nd fret on G, and I used a thumb for the 2nd fret of the E string. I'm going to play those 2 together now. Like that. So we have now for part 2, we're going to get our pinky onto the 4th fret on G and the 2nd fret of the A string here. And it's going to sound like this. So what we do is we pluck the 2nd fret of the A string and 4th fret here together. So while we're holding this chord, we pluck them together like this. And I use that middle finger to continue hitting these notes on the G string. So we do 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Now we move this middle finger to hit the 3rd fret on the E string there, and the thumb comes up for that. Still we have those 4th frets on G there, so we have now we have an open A string. So in total it's, and then we're gonna go like that with the open E string. Only 2 at that time, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now this is kind of the tricky part. We're going to do a quick hammer-on pull-off here. We're going to the 2nd fret on the B string, hammering onto the 3rd fret, pulling off to the 2nd fret. And then we have to let go and get back into that chord, so it's like, so, like that. That's that little sequence there. So we have again. Now we're going to jump into 3rd fret on the B, 2nd fret on the A string. And now we're plucking these B strings here. Same bass notes, that 3rd fret on the E is next. Open A string. E string twice. Now this time, after that, we're going to hammer on pull off, open E string, 2nd fret. Like that. So. Like that, with an E string and the 3rd fret of the B string. So that whole section goes like this now. we're going to play the Skyrim main theme. So we ended off like this, that E string and the 3rd fret of B. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a quick slide from the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret on the B, then back to the 3rd fret. So it's like this. I'm using the pinky there. So it's going to sound like this. So I'm going 3, slide back to 2, then when we get to the 3 again, I'm picking it with the 2nd fret on the A string, like that. So we have, and now we're going to do this again, except now we're going to hit the 3rd fret on the E string, like that. So practice that a little bit. Once you've got that, we're going to go to the 2nd fret on the B. I like to hammer onto the 3rd fret like this. And then we're going to hit the 5th fret on B with an open A string. So it's... And then we're going to go 5, 3, 2, and then open B, open E. So now we have, so this is hammer on, because we want to do it fast, and then 5, 3, 2, open B, open E. Now we're going to do pull-offs between this 4th fret and 2nd fret on the G. So 4 pulls off to 2. And then we're going to hit the 3rd fret on the E string, play that with an open B string. So we have like that. We're going to do this again. 4 pulls off to 2. Now we're just going to play open E and open B. So it's like this now. So the first time we hit the 3rd fret, second time it's an open E. And now we're going to go 2, 4 hammer on the G. And then 2, 3 on B. When we hit that 2nd fret on B, it's with an open A string. So we have that hammer on, 2 to 4 on G, then 2nd fret of B with that open A string, 3rd fret of B, and then we're going to hit that 2nd fret on G again, and back into the 4th fret on G, 2nd fret on B, and play those together. So here it is, slow. And that gets played twice in a row. Now we're going to play this all the way up, higher up on the neck here, for a higher pitched version of it, starting at the 10th fret on the high E string. 10 slides to 9, back to 10. And when I get to that here, I use the index finger to hold down the 7th fret on the E string. So we have this, and then we pluck these two together. 10, 9, 10. When you get back to the 10th fret, play it with that low 7th fret of the E string. We're going to do this again now, and I would play it with an open G string like that. Now we're going to go 9, 10, and then open A string with the 12th fret of the E string. 12, 10, 9. So we have So far we have this. Then we go to the 7th fret on E with the low E string there. And we're going to pull off again from 7 to 5. And then we land on 7 again. Play that with an open G. Do it again with a low E now. So we have. Now we're going to go 5, 7, and then the 9th fret with an open A string. Then 10. Then 5th fret. And go up to the 7th fret on both the high and low E strings. So it's like this. Hammer-on, 9 with an open A string, 10, 5, both the 7s. And that's how the higher pitched version of the theme goes.